right, welcome back to another episode of Daily Wrap Up Crew. No booker, but I go by the name of Eli. As always, we got Ace with us.
Yes, indeed. It's your boy Ace. I'm great. If you don't know that, then you late. Holla at me. Ace to go 24.
We ain't got no Jew today, man. He out taking care of some business. You know what I mean? Daily Wrap Up Crew. Shout out to Jew. But we got Real One in the building.
Real One.
How y'all doing? You can follow me on Codename Real on all social media. Have a good conversation, y'all.
TikTok star over here, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a TikTok star. Make sure y'all follow him, man.
Oh, nice.
Anyway, we got some special guests in the building. Ladies, let them know where they can follow you at.
Woo.
LA's very own.
That's right. This is your girl, Miss Ebony Cherie. You can catch me on that on all social media platforms.
Okay. And my name is Drea _ Elaine on everything. Okay.
AKA Whitney.
My name is Brittany, and my social media is at Miss Brown, MISSBROWNE.
Whitney's backup singer.
Exactly.
My name is Nisha Nay _ on all social media platforms.
All right.
She from Florida.
He got the commentary.
Everybody. I got everybody in the show.
Yo, real quick before we get into these topics, make sure y'all hit the like button, man. It's free. Like, it's the easiest thing y'all can do to support, to help the algorithms push us out to more people. And make sure y'all get the merch too. Dailyrapupcrew.com. Make sure y'all cop the merch, man.
Can't start on the merch, bro. Try it again.
The next time we do it. I get into my first topic. Obviously, we all know what happened recently with the whole Will Smith, Chris Rock situation. But I'm seeing a lot of women on social media saying, now this is how you protect black women. Now, obviously, we have this, narrative in our community about, black women not being protected. So my question is, how can black men protect black women?
Oh, you
I'm looking at that too. We got the eye contact.
Wow. Honestly, I think protecting black women starts in the home because, the narrative is so vast and it's so widespread. It's kind of hard to kind of create a narrative for everybody.
Yeah.
But if you focus on creating protecting the black woman in your home and the children that you make, especially if they're black women, that's where you got to start. You can't save everybody, but the black woman in your home is the most important thing.
100%.
Your mother, your sisters, your nieces, your aunts, your daughters, even your good girlfriends. You know what I mean? I think that's the most important thing.
What about the bad ones?
I said again?
The good girlfriends. What about the bad ones?
You got bad girlfriends. That's
It's
your problem.
They out here.
Protecting black women is not only just physical either. We're talking about, Will Smith, he physically did something in her honor. Let's quote unquote, okay? But we need to protect black women figuratively, emotionally, literally, socially, economically. You know what I mean? It's like, 'cause to me, protecting me means showing me that I'm stable, showing me that you're a foundation. You know what I mean? That's protecting me. Because if I don't feel safe in my own home, if I don't feel safe, just all around, not physically, because you could be big as hell and I still don't feel safe. You ain't protecting me.
You walking with a nigga the big as hell and you don't feel safe?
No. Just because he's big
don't mean you get knocked out.
They fall real hard.
The guns don't care how big you are. They going.
Well, a big nigga, that's likely to be tried, though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yes, but what is it like at home? All right, because what is it like at home? Okay, on the street, outside, outside looking in, he's big, or he got this, so and nobody's trying him. But in the house, how does your woman feel?
You know what? I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm just interjecting, but that too. That's instilling a level of confidence in your wife, a level of confidence in your children. Just really speaking life into your family and the black woman that's in your family. That's all the protection that they're going to need growing up. And when they're out in the world, they're going to feel protected by you in general because they know that came from you. You
Exactly,
know what I mean?
100%. I just don't think physically women need protecting. Because we're, even though I don't like to use the word strong. I hate using, I'm a strong black woman. I hate that. I'm a damsel in distress. I cannot do it. My arms are weak. I am weak. I am not a donkey. All right? I am not strong. I am a damsel in distress. So I need my man to make me feel like a damsel in distress. Don't worry, babe. You know, and it's not physical. It's make me feel like I can. If I fall, I know you can pick me up.
Yeah,
that's how you protect.
It's more
me.
of like an emotional thing.
It's 100%. 100%.
Yep.
Okay. Anybody else? That's a tough act to follow. Anybody else?
I feel like she took all the points.
She took all the points. Right?
It pretty much sums it up.
All right.
And I think what happened with Will is, for him, it was kind of like a breaking point. And I think for us, it's kind of like, yes, we got to win. Somebody like protecting Black women around here, because obviously, you know, just in the social media world, that's something that we don't really feel. You know, we don't really feel that Black women is being protected. It's, if anything, we feel like we're always being humiliated, or like it's a game between us, and it's really not. And you constantly have to prove yourself. And you know, and obviously, I mean, me personally, obviously, I wouldn't want them to slap them on national TV, probably in the back or something like that. But when it happened, it was like, yes.
So
you see, like I didn't get that.
So
I didn't get that. It was like, yes, I didn't get that.
So y'all think that what he did was right.
Yes.
No, I don't agree. I don't agree.
So we got the yeses.
So I want to hear why y'all. I want to hear the yeses first. Like, why do you feel like that was the right thing to do?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna speak it only for me. There's not a day and time. For example, if you're my man, there's not a day and time. No woman is gonna feel able to try you. Period. With me, she's not gonna try you, because if she do, I'm gonna slap her.
And when you say try him, you mean
try you? I mean, that's trying
like
me, insult me, disrespect me. Play with me in any type of way. There's a lot of hee ha ha jokes that are underlined that people go through, and we let those fly over our heads.
But you understand that when you're a celebrity, you sign up for that kind of thing.
I'm a person first. I'm a Black woman first. I'm a Black man first. And I think another Black man should understand that in general.
Yeah.
But we gonna get to y'all.
The bag is already set. Will already has the bag. He's not an upcoming actor.
Right.
He's not an actor that's trying to get his foot in the door. He's not gonna lose any more bags. He's not gonna lose any more.
You definitely gonna lose some more bags. Right?
No.
You definitely gonna lose some more bags.
Will is not gonna lose any more bags.
All right.
And that's gonna show. You guys are gonna see that. He's not gonna lose any more.
You got anything to add?
I think when it comes down to celebrities, especially like Will, is that, you know, we always expect someone to take the high road all the time. And like, when do you get to a breaking point? Because you never know what somebody is dealing with on like behind the scenes. You get what I'm saying? So me looking at him, like, that was a reaction that somebody just, it felt like they was just like, all right, I'm over it. You get what I'm saying?
So
like,
you don't. That's what I'm saying. When you're a celebrity, don't you feel like you signed up for that kind of thing?
What is the sign up? Right? Like,
what you mean? What is this?
You feel like you signing up. Where's the papers where you feel
in your bank account? In your bank account. What you mean?
Where's the papers that say that? Like, you have to be a.
You getting paid handsomely to live a certain role. Yeah. You feel me?
No. I'm
where
getting
does those
paid
boundaries
to
come
act.
from? Like, where does it come from? We always say that, like, you a celebrity, you a celebrity, supposed to do that, but where does it come from?
Because if you don't stay in line, then you start to lose endorsements, movie roles, and all that kind of thing.
But how do you really know, though?
What you mean? People get canceled all the time.
Where's the real facts behind it, right? Like,
it's just
prime
a
example,
thing.
right? Like, we had Cardi B and Nicki, they had their thing or whatever, but Cardi B is still like flourishing. You get what I'm saying?
But that's
like,
the image she started with. She started with that bad girl image.
She came from a stripper. Like, what you want? And a tough girl. So that's her image. Will was a clean cut. You can't get him mad. Comedian, great actor. You know what I mean?
Like,
perfect. Like the perfect. Yeah.
He's basically like the Jason Derulo of the night.
So we expect for somebody to still continue to keep being this way. But
He's
Jason
in your 50s?
Right. Yeah, but where's the papers that he's supposed to be a certain way?
Because that's the way it's always been, though, right? Every star.
But that's the way it's always been.
That doesn't make it right.
But there's still doesn't make it right.
If you're a star, right? If you're a star of a movie, this person is like representing the whole movie. Like, so if someone says something about Vin Diesel, right? And he didn't like it, and he reacts to them. He puts the whole Fast and the Furious franchise
in jeopardy.
So you have to behave a certain way because you're representing
a brand.
So
I don't think Will is representing a certain brand other than himself at this point.
But he
just won an Oscar for the King Richard movie, which is representing Venus and Serena. Like,
I didn't agree with what he did. Right. And I'm looking at it more of a macro than a micro. Meaning, like, I get the whole protect your woman, right? Even though she's been disrespecting him since the 90s. But
speak on it.
But we'll leave that there. I'm looking at it more from a macro point of view, right? Us as Black people, all right, I'm bringing it down. Us as Black people, we cannot do what maybe somebody else will get away with,
That's
right?
a fact.
Will Smith is a role model, no matter how you want to spin it. You know what I mean? He's always had that good boy image. Now he's a husband, a father. This is all. He doesn't even curse in his song. You know what I mean? He's not about that life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's like if Jay-Z was to go over to Chris Rock and slap him, I would believe it. I'll be like, okay, well, yeah, because if he disrespected Beyonce, I get it. You're Will Smith. No,
so he doesn't have a point to.
He does, but that's not. Point? Yes, but that's not you. This is what I'm saying. I don't feel. This is what I'm trying to say.
Know that?
This is the thing. Okay. But this is not me. It's in me.
No, but is it really? But listen, is it really in him? Because is it really?
It's in me because I did it.
This is what I'm trying to say. Is it really him? Because right. Like I said, Jada been disrespecting him, and people been cracking jokes.
That has nothing to do with him reacting to her.
One at a time. Let her get her point on.
Jada has been, I don't know her and I don't know him, but I just know from what I see. People have been joking on them for God knows how long, right? Chris Rock has even said some worse things in the past. And on this night is when you decide to do that. I feel like Jada put a battery in his back. I don't feel like it was him. I feel like Jada was like, what you about to do? And on top of that, looking from, like I said, on the micro perspective, as a Black man, and you go on that stage and you hit another Black man in front of these white folks, we can't be acting up in front of them. Just a few years ago, we were saying how the Oscars is so white, right? Now we got a Black producer. Now we got, now we have Meg Thee Stallion performing. And on this day is when you decide to act up. Like, do it next year. Why you didn't do it last year? Like at this moment, he ruined the moment. Samuel L. Jackson won an Oscar and nobody even talking about it. Why?
Questlove too.
Why? Because Will Smith ruined the moment.
Do I think it overshined other people's accolades?
It overshined his accolades.
Right? Overshined his accolades. I don't think that's. I don't label that as that's Will. Like I said. Is it him? No. Is it in him? Yes. Just like if you act out, is that your character? No. But is that a part of you? Yeah. Can that be you? Absolutely. Yeah. Do we blame him for being a human at that point in time?
Absolutely.
No. You can't always take the high road.
So you don't feel like there's other ways he could have handled it that would still been protecting his queen?
Absolutely. I would. If it was me, if I was Will, I would have definitely slapped Chris Brown.
Chris Rock.
Breezy got nothing. Breezy minding business.
Let me just say that if that was Chris Brown on stage, that'd have went totally different.
I would have definitely slapped
Chris Rock.
Come on, girl. All right.
Chris Rock.
I would have slapped him, but behind stage.
Yeah, right. And everybody would have heard about it.
You would have heard about it.
Absolutely, but you would never seen it.
Yeah. I would have checked him, but I wouldn't have did it on stage.
It's like when Diddy smacked J. Cole. Like we heard about it,
but nobody.
Allegedly. I don't know.
What I don't understand is comedians have a job to do, right?
Okay.
Here we go.
They crack on everybody. Period. It doesn't matter who you are, but it's a joke. That's their job.
Okay.
So why are you reacting that way when you know that that's that person's job?
I just feel like he may have been upset about something else.
That's what I'm saying.
A combination of things, which is why he snapped on him.
Chris Rock did not deserve that. He did not deserve that.
It's a lot of people. Listen, I've worked in retail for a number of years in my life. Okay. I have been the end result of a lot of people coming from a lot of things that they've been dealing with outside of coming into my location and dealing with me at that time, okay? Did I deserve it? No. Did you give it to me? Yeah.
Right, so was it okay for them to do that to you, though?
It wasn't okay, but did I take it?
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Did you slap any of them?
No.
You know why?
I didn't.
You know why?
Because you know how to control yourself.
Wait. You know why?
What?
I didn't want to lose your job.
Yeah. So I'm not a $20 million movie person.
Listen. They pay you to act accordingly. They pay Will Smith to act accordingly.
But he was at work.
That was his job, right?
At that point in time,
he was clocked in.
And you know, I think that separates the line of people that feels a certain way of how they want to be treated as far as creating boundaries.
Absolutely.
That's what we're not talking about when it comes to comedians,
at all.
right? Just because you're a comedian, does that mean you talk about my wife's infidelity or my infidelity?
Yes. The purpose of a comedian is to push the boundaries of comedy. Like,
so do I have not the right to feel a certain way?
Of course.
But you don't got the right to act a certain way.
You don't have the right to put your hands on nobody.
Every action requires the reaction to certain people. So when you put that type of energy out there, you don't know what type of reaction you're going to get, and that's just that. Right. Everybody is not going to go high. Some people go high, some people go low.
Yeah, but you expect that type of reaction from
some people go low,
like regular people in the crowd. Like you
don't know who Will Smith is. You don't know
that reaction from nobody.
I don't think
you're a comedian.
You don't know him.
Hold on.
I don't think it's just like we said before. I don't think it's just that night. I'm pretty sure they've had a conversation before because when they weren't invited to the Oscars a few years ago, Chris Rock was coming at them.
They boycotted.
Yeah, like you weren't even invited. How you gonna come? Right? So I'm pretty sure they've crossed paths, and he's like, "Listen, stop talking about my wife." He came on the show again and talked about his wife. I think it was like allegedly, right? So it's like we spoke about this before, and now you're still talking about my wife. So it's a trigger for him. I don't think it was the right way to take it, but it's a definite trigger. Like, yo, I checked you before, allegedly, and
in front of everybody, absolutely.
And now
but in the back,
So while are we on this topic, right? How are comedians supposed to thrive in this climate?
Listen, let me tell you something. I think the thing is like comedians, because it's we're a comedian. You can say this, you can say that. Like, but when does you hit a certain point where it's boundaries? You know, like. Yeah,
I feel like they should say whatever the hell they want to say.
Yes. Say whatever. I can't see. This is that part of we live in 2022 where everybody's sensitive to everything. Right? You know, it's to the point where in the future everybody's gonna have to be mute because everybody's just gonna be offended. Like you sneeze at somebody, say "bless you," that's offensive to some people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, when are we gonna get to the point where we just stop taking everything so seriously and learn to laugh at each other every once in a while? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
back in the days, Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor, they had no filters about nobody. Like,
so
and nobody was up
and nobody reacted to them. So, but because we in this climate, not everybody feel like they got a battery in.
React.
There's always been boundaries.
There's always. Of course, you're gonna feel away.
What was the boundaries?
There's always been boundaries. Like if you look at Sidney Poitier, he was like one of the first black actors to be on TV. He smacked a white person on TV. There was a boundary before that. He pushed that boundary. So there's always gonna be boundaries. There's never gonna be a time where it's there's no boundaries, like it's free game. There's always gonna be a line that someone has to be brave enough to cross, and then it's gonna be like, okay, it's a new norm, and then there's gonna be another line, and then another line. It's always gonna be a boundary. It's just people being brave. Dave Chappelle has broken how many boundaries, right? And then people are gonna keep saying, "Oh, he's pushing like him against the LGBTQ."
Dave Chappelle's broken boundaries for Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle ain't break boundaries for nobody else.
He did it for himself, but
no, but I'm saying nobody else can't do that. Who else can do that?
Not in this day.
Who else
that's
can do
because
that?
he doesn't care. But,
exactly.
But this is what I'm saying. I also feel like there's a difference between being 100% offensive and being funny. Because if it's just offensive, it's not funny. If it's funny, but then it's a little bit offensive to some people, then it's funny. Like, I feel like, you know, when you talk about breaking boundaries and pushing boundaries, people are trying to give shock value. You know, they're not worried about the craft of actual comedy. Like, I watch on Netflix, what's those, driving in the car with comedians while drinking coffee or something like that, right? And where you got real, like, classic comedians who talked about being funny. Let's be funny first. And if it offends somebody, people are trying to be offensive and then be like, oh, I was joking.
That's the problem. That's the real
like Chris
problem.
Rock said, it was a G.I. Jane joke. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's like, oh, it was the whole thing with alopecia.
But we don't even know if he was aware. Yeah, we don't know.
He said he wasn't.
I found out that night. I didn't know. Like, honestly.
Not everyone gonna know. But some people know. You know what I'm saying?
That was the joke, and he did make a joke in reference to that. Is that okay?
Because she ain't got no edges. I mean, like,
but is it okay?
But is it okay? That's the problem.
It's wrong. It is wrong.
I don't feel like it was that deep. I felt like they said worse things. I didn't feel like that G.I. Jane thing wasn't that deep. Yeah, it wasn't that deep.
But I think it's like, you know,
it wasn't funny either. I mean, it wasn't deep and it wasn't funny.
You know,
because it was just.
I mean, but the crowd was laughing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even Jada was laughing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, Will was laughing. Will was laughing.
I seen that angle. Jada definitely laughed at first.
Because nothing was funny about somebody.
And then
That was the fake laugh. She rolled her eyes like she wasn't laughing.
It's not funny to her.
Yeah,
she's going through it daily.
I gotta get into this next topic because we're gonna make this whole episode. We should have just had that one topic. You know what I mean? All right, so my next topic, it says, what are some difficulties of dating in your 30s?
You mean, is that even a thing? Do people still date?
I mean,
is dating non-existent?
Dating is non-existent? Why you say that?
Meaning like, oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I've been in a relationship for a really long time, like 14 years, and I'm engaged. So I don't know what it is to date in my 30s. I feel like sometimes, some of the friends that I have, they set their standards a little bit too high. So it's kind of like you date in your 20s and then in your 30s, you're like, okay, I know I want this, 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 and this. And you're looking for those 4, 5, 10 things maybe. And it's like, okay, you're kind of weeding tons of people out and not giving anybody chances because
99% of the population.
You know what I'm saying? Like your boundaries are just so high. So I don't think it's difficult in your 30s. I just feel like women need to be more open.
When she said she's talking about me.
Respectfully, you might have to sit this one out. You got the ring on. You got the ring and everything. Like, you gotta sit this one out.
What's going on out
there? But let's not discount the fact that she just spit some facts just now. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You did.
It's true.
Okay, so when you say standards are too high, what do you mean?
Exactly what she just said.
Is it too high or too many?
I just want to know what the standards are that they're your friends
I'm the friend.
We wasn't gonna say that, but you know what I mean? Like,
I was just talking about you.
So this is what I think. This is what I think you're trying to say. Because I know we talk all the time, and I tell you like, okay, I need this, I need that, I need that, I need that. The things that I'm saying are things that I already have, right? So for instance, I'm saying like, okay, I need someone who's established in their career or at least a budding career, like something's happening. You know what I mean? Because that's what I have, right? I want someone who, you know, is ambitious because I'm ambitious. I want someone who has their own I don't need someone who has their own house like me, but like has their own place because, you know, I have a child. So if I want to get away from my child, I want to come to your place. But to me, when you gotta become a Zork scam. So, but besides the physical, I feel like short clitty.
You know, like handsome. You know what I'm saying?
Black won't be colorist, but
I like them all.
I think that my standards is that I'm looking for a partner, right? In this day and age, in my big age, I need a partner because I am doing everything on my own. Like, I got it. I got you. I got this, right? So if you come into my life, what are you adding to it? If you're not adding, then you're subtracting. So to me, it's like, I'm not looking for a lot. I'm just looking to match me. Like, what's up? Like, what you got going on? Yeah. But I feel like...
So what are the difficulties?
The difficulties is finding that. Yeah. That is the difficulties. And then when but for me, I'm telling you, I feel like I intimidate a lot of men because they feel like, oh, she got this, she independent, she don't need nobody, she don't need me. But people want damsels in distress. But I mean, they want damsels.
But I thought that's what you was though.
No, but I'm on paper, I'm not. But if we're dating, I am.
So tell me this. I'm just gonna throw this back to you.
Come to the mic. Or bring your mic closer. We want the people to hear you. Like, loud and clear. Like.
I got something to say. What are you giving off?
Okay, so I can tell this because somebody said this, what I was giving off, right? Okay. Was giving off that I was showing off. Was like I was throwing things in their face. Like I was being like, oh yeah, because I got a house, I got a car, I got this, I got that, I got that. And it came off like, well, damn, what you need a man for? Like that's what, you know, but it's like,
I don't like it's showing though. It's more like you're secure and you know exactly what you want, but then at the same time, you can't really expect to have all of those things because you have to give people chances. You know what I mean?
Like, and you also 100%. Competing with the other women. Like you have to understand that dating is a competition. So if you want the caliber of man you want, he probably has the bulk of options. So now you're competing with the marketplace right now. So that means younger women. That means older women. Wait, what did you say?
She said take off the roster.
How they gonna take you off the roster?
She don't want to compete.
I'm not competing. I'm not competing.
So exactly. So then you can't complain about the type of men if you don't want to compete.
No, I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you what's happening. Why it's not happening. Why I'm not dating.
That's
like
the difficulty.
That's the difficulty.
The difficulty is that you don't want to. compete for a man.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah,
like if it's between me and someone else, pick her.
Yeah.
So do you expect a man to compete for you then?
No, because there's no like I'm not okay.
So when you date, you just date that one person.
That's how I am. Like if I'm talking to you, my schedule is packed, jam packed. I can't be talking to Bob, Jim, and Joe. Like so I don't have no time for that.
That ain't sound like no black people in this district.
I feel like maybe yes, my child has a lot to do with it, but I also feel like
as a single mother,
yeah.
You have a separate list, is what you're saying.
I do. I think my time is tighter. Like I've heard things like I'm selfish because I don't want to make time, or I don't know how to compromise my time. But I feel like if you're talking to me, and you already know, I make it all clear. Y'all know. I'm telling you, this is what I come with. I have a child. I have a career. I have this. I have that. I do want to date, but this is my time constraints. If that's cool with you, let's do this. If not, no problem. Back up. We good. But when you say yes, okay, I could work with that. And then when I kind of give you like, hey, I'm free on Monday at this time, and you be like, okay, I'll let you know. I'm not
that nigga, he probably been waiting around for 3 weeks, and you like, yeah, you know what? I'm probably almost available on this Monday. He like, you know what?
So if you free on Monday at 3 p.m. and I'm not free on Monday at 3 p.m., that's a problem?
No, it's not a problem. But like, let's say you are free on Monday at 3 p.m. And then you call me at 3:30 and be like, what's up? Yeah, no. Like I can't do that with you. Okay, you know? Yeah, I can't do that. So my difficulty in my 30s is that I feel like, and maybe I'm going a little bit deep, but I feel like Black women have succeeded and have kind of pushed themselves a lot more because, our mothers, our fathers, like, oh, you got to do this. You don't need to depend on no man. You got to be independent, right? So we're so independent that now we're not finding men that are as independent as us.
Oh, maybe you're so independent that you don't know how to be in a relationship anymore.
That could be it too. Now, and I'm not even like, it could be that I would like to be in a relationship, but I'm not fighting for one. Like, I'm not like, I'm not going to say fighting for one, because I mean, it seems like I'm like, I don't care, but it's more like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, what are you doing? Can you please call me?
And this is where the flawed logic is, because a lot of these women that are educated and have their businesses, they have this narrative that I don't need a man. You already don't want to compete for a man.
No.
And then now you saying, well, I really don't need you. You have to compliment my life. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not going to compliment your life. You have to. So a guy, I'm telling you, successful men, they don't want to hear that, especially when they have the bulk of options and they can just go and get somebody probably younger with no kids, and that will be more on his level, like willing to follow his lead and not want to challenge him on everything. He might go for that. I'm not saying that with all men, but sometimes when women have that mindset, they kind of push these men away. The men that they want, they push them away because that's not what a man wants. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, in my experience, besides, the children hang-ups or whatever, not.
Sorry, she can hang up.
We love Shiloh. Not children hang-ups. I'm just talking about more personality qualms than anything. It's like, you deal with a lot of people that come with a lot of baggage, emotionally, financially, not just children or anything like that. We're talking about traumas from families and things of that nature. I'm older than all of these women, so I get it when it comes to like just trying to break down those social structures as well. So those are more of the difficulties that I've experienced. It's just trying to break down, I don't want to call nobody crazy, but I'm just saying like you're dealing with a lot of people that are breaking generational curses with
trying to break
families. Okay, mothers that are toxic parenting. I'm just talking about my experience. You know what I mean? And it's not necessarily like we can always get around time schedule. I'm flexible. We can always get around if you got a child and you got a mother, the child's mother. We can get around that. But damn, I got to deal with your personality more so than anything. I got to deal with you not being financially together. I got to deal with you being disrespectful.
But that goes to what I'm saying. Like I feel like Black women are more you know what I said? Who I said this to? I said like, where's all these niggas that was in my elementary school? Like we was on the same level. Where y'all at? Like y'all should be where I'm at too. Like
girl,
where y'all at?
But that don't mean they want. That don't mean they want somebody on their level. Like women get this concept that a man wants a woman that's on a level. Not all men want that. Like, you know what I mean?
What do you want?
So that's a good question to ask men instead of assuming. Like,
I want to know what you want.
Yeah. I think I wish I was growing up in the 90s when there was no social media. Like
I got there.
But you got social media now, girl. So I wish there was no social media. I truly do, because I feel like if social media wasn't a thing, I would be married with 5 kids right now. Like 100%.
Why you say that?
Because I feel like social media has clouded our judgment on how we see people, and we always
relationships.
Yeah. So you see relationship goals. Ain't no relationship goals. I don't believe in that. Ain't no such thing as you see relationship goals. Like, why can't we be on a yacht in Dubai? Listen, no, you don't know what they have to do to go there. Not to mention, we see social media, and we always think that we can be better. We always see better. Like, I'll be like, a guy would be with a girl who's gorgeous. She has a lot going for herself. She caters to him and everything. But then he go on social media and see some chick making steak. Why you don't make steak? Yeah. And it's not just guys, it's women too. It's gotta, like, we'll see, like, we'll be so happy in a relationship, and then sometimes we go on social media and we see girls who they nigga cashing out. They got Birkin. They got this. They got a G-Wagon. And we like,
girl, what he do for a living? But that's who got Birkins and who got yachts?
But this is what I'm trying to say. But it's the image. That's
so
what
other women see that, and then they equate that to.
If your man works at Walmart,
but
he don't got that.
But then you say, well, why am I with this?
See, that to me is such a distorted, like, image of reality.
Let's social media. That's what I'm saying. Social media has
a personal problem. Let's get to the real. If you know for the fact that you don't make that kind of money, Daquan don't make that.
And
where
then
are you coming out with that?
Taisha, who's with Daquan, is gonna say, you know what? But I do know the niggas on the corner that look like they could do something. And then she's running to that, and it's not. It's not.
But see, I feel like that's where women go wrong, because they look at materialistic things and they be like, oh, why?
So over materialistic.
Why?
I think you hear a lot more now that, like, women say, I don't want a 9-to-5 dude. Like, you hear that on the regular.
That's a fact.
And that's what social media has done.
Yeah, we have women every show say that.
Every show.
That they don't want a 9-to-5?
That's crazy. You know why? Because they haven't lived. Like, I ain't about to go into my story, because y'all know my story. I ain't about to go deep into it. But I've been with guys who were not 9-to-5ers, who were cashing out, who were about that life. You understand? And it never ended well. And not saying the relationship
they never do.
They never do. It's not even saying, like, the relationship didn't end well, but the streets will take over. You know what I mean? And then if you are so connected to this person who's in the streets, sis, you're going to be in the streets too. You're going to be right in there too.
What was the question again?
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so I think the question that we asked was the difficulties in 30s.
Oh.
Dating, right.
So that goes back to me saying in your 30s, where so part of my life was without social media, part of my life was with social media. I got on social media when I was 15, 16, so that's a little bit more than half of my life, right? So the half of my life that was without social media, I got to live, like I was a kid,
Yeah.
And my parents were together and they loved each other. They loved on each other. They were, now it's like in your 30s, you still have that image of back in the day seeing Family Matters, seeing, like, the Cosbys and seeing the mother and the father, and you're thinking, that's what I want. But that social media wasn't around back then. So now you're going into our 30s and, we're getting older and we still have that image, but what's really happening is not that.
Right. My experience has nothing to do with social media.
Yeah.
My experience has everything to do with the person that you are. Your values, your morals, how you were raised, and how you treat and value the person.
Did that change because you said you are older? So did that mind state change after you realize maybe I can't get that type of man that I've been looking for my whole life, so now I have to be more realistic? Like,
no, the man that I'm looking for my whole entire life was not the man that makes millions of dollars. It's the man that's going to treat me how my father treats my mother. Okay? My parents are still together. So it's one of those things where it's like I see a best friend in my mom and my father. Do you understand what I'm saying? People that can't live without each other, that talk to each other all day long. That's what I want. I want to mirror that image. I think that's probably my whole distorted image of love and dating in my late 30s.
So let me get to the fellas real quick. real one. Like, what's some difficulties that you find right now with dating?
I think it's realizing that my standards kind of have to change or my requirements got to change. So like,
which is what I was saying.
Right. When I was 20, 21, I would always say I'm never dating a woman who has a child already. Right. Now that I'm in my 30s, or I'm going to date somebody who's in their 30s, more than likely, she probably has a child already. So it's like, do I love this? Do I like this woman enough to like, all right, this quote unquote baggage, not to say that every child is a baggage, whatever the case is, but this quote unquote extra thing that I got to deal with, do I want to like, you know, invest my time in it. At 21, I'm not doing that. But at 30,
you should.
As you get older, you realize things
like there's certain things
right.
like, you
your
know
mindset,
what? I'm gonna take it. It's okay. It's cool. So it's just realizing certain things, certain requirements are not as
meaningful as they were before.
So does that mean you're settling?
You're not settling. It's if how do I put this? Like if I'm making $50,000 a year, right, and I want to live in a 1-bedroom apartment, I can do that because it's just me, right? But when I'm taking on somebody else, I know that I gotta make more money, right? So it's not that like it's knowing that I gotta adapt to whatever's coming into me, right? So when I hit 30, there's certain other things that are coming onto me that I have to now adapt to in order to get forward in life. So if I'm gonna take on a person and she's coming with baggage, I'm not settling for whatever she has. It's like
you're adapting.
I'm
to
adapting to it because
Right.
settling sounds like I never wanted.
It actually sounds pretty bad.
Negative.
You know, because it's not a bad thing that she has a child.
Having
you
a
get what I'm
child is not a bad
saying?
thing.
Yeah,
No, it's not. But I feel like
adapting.
people look at it as, oh, she might as well be with me because who she gonna get? Like it's kind of like I feel that's how.
Think like that.
Yeah, that's how I feel like it's more like, oh, you trying to be picky? You trying to be picky? You got a kid? Like
I think for men, it's not mostly for me. At least me. Let me speak for myself. I don't think it's mostly like the child. It's the fact that if the baby father is still like around, there's another man in that picture.
Yeah,
and that's gonna like now it's not like I'm competing with him, but it's like he's in your life too. Now we gotta sit here and tussle for like for territory. To me, it's draining.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So if I had the choice, you know, like I would choose
I think that I'm so sorry.
Right, yeah, go ahead.
I think that's really comes to the point of making sure that you and your woman are solid with each other.
Right.
Because you guys are gonna have that communication between each other.
She's
gonna know that. What?
Like, how does it get there to him for him
It's
to even know it?
communication.
No, but if he's just meeting someone,
well, you're gonna just meet somebody. You meet somebody off day one. Nobody's gonna know who everybody is. But if you're gonna start taking them seriously, where she's gonna even bring you around her child, you guys are gonna have, I would hope, those conversations where it's like, okay, baby daddy's here, blah 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 blah. It's gonna be a solid communication. Like she's gonna know the boundaries that you have and the boundaries her baby father has.
Yeah.
That hey. I'm not dealing with him no more, and this, that, and the third. I mean, you would hope it's going to be kind of an open communication about that. So you're not coming in blindly to any situations, just like if you had a baby mother. We see what's going on with Bags and Ari right now. I'm not Bags, excuse me. Herbert and Ari. Yes. I mean, that is such a heartbreaking situation. So it's kind of like to bring somebody around your child is so sacred.
Yeah, I don't
that
think nobody
you coming into a woman's life that has a child and vice versa. You guys have to have those kind of communications down packed because it's important.
I think what you said too about, you know, usually when you're in your 30s, I find people in their 30s are very stuck in their ways at that point. They are very unwilling to change their behavior. This is learned behavior at this point. They're not just going to change that shit overnight.
Can I say something? Because I was having a conversation with her about this today. I'm in my later 30s, okay?
Oh, you didn't mention that before. Go ahead.
I didn't? I'm proud about my age. I have no qualms about that.
You don't look it though.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I ain't gonna front you one of the few women that come on here and open about their age.
Yes, I'm 39. I just turned 39 2 weeks ago.
Shout out to you.
Thank you. I was just telling her too, like, you know, just being, you know,
single-ish.
Single?
No. Recently. Single. I'm single.
Okay.
I had to reevaluate myself. I had to reevaluate my attitude. I had to reevaluate my feminine energy that I bring to the table. I had to reevaluate not just what I bring to the table financially, but what I bring to the table emotionally. Am I motivating somebody? Am I able to have daily communication? If you guys are being in your 30s and you've never lived with a woman, that's a whole nother ball game as well. Right. So when you've experienced those type of things at a higher level and you've failed at it, you've had to come back to yourself and say, well, I know the part that I played. And if I'm dating now, these are the things that I need to, this is the part that I play. I know I need to change a few different things about myself because I know that they might not be universal. Yeah, I might meet somebody that I think that these are not going to go well with.
It's interesting that you said that because sometimes women do realize exactly what you realize, but it takes them too long to realize that, and then now they are too old now. Now the market is not really favoring them as much as it would have in the early 20s and even early 30s. So and this is when men say things like, "Yo, we want y'all to be more feminine," and some women push back so much, and I can only be feminine to a man that can do this X, Y, and Z, and I can only submit.
Behind that though, you get what I'm saying?
Fair, but
because, like, this
ain't
is
no nigga trying to hear.
I get it.
Y'all ain't trying to hear. Yo, I can only provide and protect if you do X, Y, and Z. I'm not trying to hear that. I get it,
but you have to think about a working Black single woman. You get what I'm saying? Because it's already boundaries that she has to constantly fight against every single day. Like. Prime example on her job. You get what I'm saying? Like those are people that she constantly has to keep proving herself. You get what I'm saying? It's not easy in the corporate world, so you have to think about what she's going through mentally and emotionally.
I get you,
that part.
But realistically, nobody owes you that understanding. Like, especially in the dating market, you can't go in and be like, "Well, you should understand that I'm in my masculine most of the time because I'm in the corporate." Some guys don't have the patience for that. You know what I mean? They're gonna go elsewhere and find women that would just be in their feminine.
Don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, like
so I don't have to deal with that.
For me,
but it's not a bad thing because you get what I'm saying. Because what someone is going through as a single Black woman, you get what I'm saying. But it's just more of like I feel like the difficulties in your 30s is because I feel like a lot of times a lot of men, I should say, not a lot, but some, they don't get the time to understand what a single Black woman is really going through in her 30s.
But we should also understand what they're going through as well. It can't be like a one-sided thing, you know what I mean?
That's true.
But
I see why you married now. It's becoming it's becoming more apparent.
I understand what someone is really going through. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not like a bad thing. Like, oh, like, I'm single, I got a good job, and see what I'm saying? Like, I'm dealing with this on my job and everything like that. I have my own car, I have my own house. I pay all my bills by myself or whatever like that. But you have to think about like the
I can't pay my bills by myself no more.
Like you get from men.
Listen, I'm gonna speak on
consistency that you get from men.
I'll speak on as a Black man, a single Black man in my 30s. I'm tired of that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been fighting women on that my whole 20s. I'm tired of fighting women that want to prove they're masculine and X, Y, and Z.
That's exactly why I said I have to reevaluate my feminine energy. I have to fall back. I can't be your equal because I want you to be the leader in my household. 100%. I want you to guide me to a place where I can't just guide myself. And if we have children, I want you to be a collaborative partner with me with a leader mindset. A leader mindset. I had a debate with some coworkers the other day. We were talking about like mythical characters. Like, who would you pick for a partner? And I said Optimus Prime.
That's a train.
I said Optimus Prime, and they said, "Why would you pick Optimus Prime?" And I said, "Because he's a leader."
And he know how to calm back down, and when he pop out with it, he transform when you need him.
Compassionate.
He know how to scale it back. He's like, "Oh, y'all don't need me no more."
All right, let me go. Let me come back.
This guy's too.
And I was like, that to me was like the perfect mate for me. I want to Optimus Prime. I'm sorry, it sounds crazy.
That's mad random.
So random. I know I'm crazy.
I mean, it's a good analogy, but it's just random. I thought you were gonna say some shit like Jesus or some shit. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Not Jesus and some shit.
Right. But I mean, I just feel like the qualities that he fictionally possess are something that I probably would look for in a mate because
Where do you think you will find an Optimus Prime?
I just have to be open to.
She gotta go to the military.
No, it's not. You think Optimus
Sergeant?
Prime? Come on, he's not that guy. He's loving.
He's not that guy.
He's loving. He's.
But where is he? Like,
honey, I don't know. I just live in New Jersey.
He out there. He out there, but you probably got to compete for that man, which you don't want to do. So you know what I mean?
Okay, now when you say
I'm hitting all obstacles. I am
when you say
going
compete, though,
through
what do you mean by compete? Like, I'm not like, are we running a race? Like, what is it? Like, I'm confused. What exactly? do you mean by
Dating is a competition. Like that's all it is. You're competing to be somebody's wife.
But if you don't know that there's somebody else there, like let's say you're just talking and you guys are just vibing, y'all not really.
You have to always assume that somebody else.
Okay, so let's say someone is there, right? Right. What do you do from your perspective or from a male perspective? What does a woman do to separate from to separate yourself?
You have to look at yourself and see same things that she did. Oh, I had to tone down my attitude or what you said earlier.
Just my feminine energy.
Yeah, feminine energy, all that.
Bring that out.
That's her competing.
But that's not her competing. That's about her being herself.
That's her being herself. That's not competing.
She's not necessarily.
That is her checking herself as a woman.
Why is she checking herself?
Yeah.
Why is she checking herself?
Those are flaws that she realized.
Listen.
Hold on. One mic.
The reason she's checking herself is because she realized that this is not attractive in a woman. So she can be attractive and compete with other women. That's competing.
I had to learn that, certain battles are not worth fighting. I had to learn that certain levels of energy, and this is a prime example, right? And I was just recently in a situation, not a situation, but let's say a date, okay, where he's talking, and I'm finding myself fighting myself, trying to talk over him.
Oh, I hate that.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, chill. Like, chill out. Why you can't talk over the man? Like, let him do his thing and just get it out. Like, you don't have to be combative.
Right.
I don't have to be combative. I can choose my battles wisely. I don't have to be combative with him. And if he's freaking wrong, let him be wrong. I'm going to just let him be that because I know it's wrong. But it's certain things that, I know about myself. And that's what I'm saying. If you don't know yourself and know where I've gone wrong in certain situations that I can't correct going forward. And that's just me self-correcting myself.
Right. So in that situation, why do you feel like he was wrong and not you? Like, why do you feel like he was speaking?
Because he was factually wrong.
No.
You know what I mean? And it wasn't like, well, let me let him be ignorant about it. It was just like, I don't have to be like, well, you're wrong because I know that back in 1619 that it was just like, it's going to be a moment in time once I get to know
him laughing because he reminiscing right now.
A moment in time where, I get to know this man that he's going to know that, I'm a fact checker. So I don't have to just shoot him down because at that point he could lose momentum.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
And how he is with me and how he treats me.
Yeah, I think what we have to kind of keep in the back of our head, just because we get into the relationship, it doesn't mean we stop keeping our place in that relationship.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're a boss and you have an employee, and the employee's doing like everything they're supposed to do, you're not really thinking about interviewing somebody else to replace that person until they start messing up. It's like, all right, maybe I got to put up some applications because this employee's not doing what they're supposed to do. Let me find somebody that's gonna I have to interview. I won't have to interview if you're doing everything you're supposed to do. And it's not like we're doing it intentionally, right? But subconsciously, it's like, okay, me and you are fighting every day. So let me just go on Instagram and, she's liking my pictures. She's telling me have a good day. She's telling me this. So I've already subconsciously started interviewing somebody else.
We stab ourselves in the foot that way all the time as women. And I can only speak for myself because, I could say we could have like a certain level of jealousy, right? Just people in general, right? You can be cool and a man loves your confidence and how you are and stuff like that. And you're like confident, And when we start displaying we start feeling him a little bit more like, dang, I really like him. And But then we start displaying a little bit of jealousy. And he's been like, damn, I've been loving your confidence and who you displayed and who you are as a woman all this whole time. And now you just, where does jealous come from? And then it's like, Well, shit, she was jealous. I'm about to start looking for somebody else.
But this is like I said. This is why I said that the dating, because men have to also compete to keep their woman. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's why people entertain other people, because it's like, okay, if you're not willing to do this, somebody else will, and that could go back to the social media, because people have so much options available to them at their fingertips. Right. Yep, so I've seen women and men say, well, you stop doing this, or you don't do this, or you stop whatever you do, I can find somebody to replace you. And then that mentality is in your head, like, so it's like, all right, well, I could treat you like shit, because if you don't do what I say or do what I want, I could find somebody else. And that can be a flaw I find with me personally when it comes to dating. Dating apps is the worst. I promise. I go on dating apps.
Never again.
You got women selling pussy every left way.
They're selling coochie?
You know what I'm saying, bro?
In what way? Like monetary or just in...
No, blatantly. Straight up. Like, even the women that you think is not selling pussy.
Let me tell my story, man.
Talk about, we gotta compete,
right? So how am I compete?
We don't want a girlfriend selling pussy. You think it's gonna be a love story? Oh, I'm mad she was selling pussy. Now that's my wife. Like, no.
I hit her up in the cash app.
But I was talking to a shorty on the dating app, and she was more aggressive than normal women would be. And I thought it was kind of weird at first. She was talking about she wanted to hang out and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, cool, we can hang out. So then she like, oh, you got $150? I was like, $150 for what? She was like, you said you wanted to chill. You want to do something, right? I'm like, I'm not paying you for it. Like, what you like? I thought we were just going to chill. Like,
I've been let on like that several times. It just sounds like...
What do you say after that? Nah. Like, when somebody approaches you like that, what do you say?
I said, I thought we was going to chill. If you talking about money, like...
They could be homosexuals talking about a transaction.
Yeah, I still got the text message. I'll show you how to do this.
My thing is hobosexuals. Those are the ones that come to me. The hobosexuals, the ones that don't live nowhere. They don't live nowhere.
Well, you have a house, you know.
Got multiple rooms, girl.
That's why I don't believe that.
They smell that on you, like.
They be like, you got like food in your fridge.
And you just said that somebody said you be bragging about it, right?
I got one.
Then I'm like, oh, you say you have a house? Oh.
I live under a bridge.
What you said your credit score was?
How many rooms?
And maybe I set myself up for that, but like I don't even know I should be saying this story.
I know.
I ain't saying this.
If you shouldn't, if you think you shouldn't, you should.
Anyway, man, we got a few minutes left. This topic we could go on about. There's a lot of topics we could go on about. But Keem, what are you talking about next?
Yo, Arthur, you can play that video for me.
So I decided to take my son's father off of child support because it was causing turmoil in our co-parenting relationship. Recently, I looked up a few places for him to get his CDL so that he could possibly start his own trucking company, or he can even carry loads and make money for himself. What I decided was, you know what, Brittany, let me change my mindset. Let me help him help us take care of our child. And that's co-parenting.
I'm not a mother.
I see nothing wrong with the video.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really think anything
explain the question real quick, Keem.
Yeah.
So basically, she's saying that the baby's father, you know what I mean, he wanted to start a business, and she took him off child support so she could help him help them. You know what I mean? So he could have the money to invest in his business and basically, you know what I mean, become something. So how y'all feel about that? Well, we're gonna come to you. This is your time. You know what I mean?
But the question is, should more women be open to co-parenting instead of just automatically going to child support? That's the question.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
I feel like I never want to go to a courtroom with the person that I obviously loved at one point. Well, some people, but like the person that I wanted to share life with, the person that I share a child with, I don't want to go to court. Like, we should be able to handle this, from person to person. Just because, like, to me, once you have a child with somebody, that's family. Period. That's family. That's how I look at it, Okay. So it's more of like, all right, as family, how do we work this out, right? So I do believe in child support when co-parenting fails. If co-parenting fails, then, we got to. Because really, child support is for the child. So if we have to go to court to make sure my child is taken care of, and not only just taken care of, to make sure you can see your child. Because the court will petition you to see your child. You got to pick your child up every Sunday. Like, the court will petition that. So if I have to go to court to make that official, then I'm going to do that because that's what my child needs. But that's the last resort. Like, I got to go through I got to go to your mama house and knock on her door like, what's up? Because I'm going to take your son to child support. So let me know what's going on. Like, I just feel like, it becomes, child support is a lot. Like, you're taking it, like, I've seen, if I was to, let's say, if I was to take let me just say how much I spend a month on my child, $3,200 a month, right? That's just on living expenses, school, food, hair, all that, $3,200.
Extracurricular.
$3,200, right? So if I'm doing that by myself, how am I going to take care of me? How am I going to take care of everything else? If I fail, everything fails, right? But I do believe, going back to the family unit, just because we're not together doesn't mean we're not family. I want to see you do well. I don't disagree with what she did, but I would put something in writing. Okay, you're off child support, great. We're not legally, you're not legally, you don't have to do this anymore. You don't have to pay this amount. So what you paying?
Well, yeah, you still have to contribute.
But I don't even want no word of, I don't want you telling me, oh, this, I'm going to give you this. No, we writing this out. Okay, we not using court, but I'm going to sue you if you don't do what you got to do.
But it's like, at that point, if you're trying to help him better himself and then help himself to help you, you can't really expect him to always give you money. Because you can't expect that, because if you're allowing, to me personally, I feel like you can't expect that. Because
you can't expect him to take care of his child.
That's your kid.
No, what I'm saying is, if you're
there's more to taking care of a child than just money, like, you know what I mean? Like, everything, fathers shouldn't be just like only excluded to them providing money. There's other things that a father is important.
100%. I agree. Right?
A lot of women just, give me money, give me money, give me money.
Yes,
like,
but when I had my daughter, right, and let's say week 1, I realized I was parent A. Mind you, he was right next to me. We were in the same household. A mother is always parent A. When a child goes on the street, and if their hair not done, if they looking a mess, what people say, ooh, your mother make you come out the house like that? Nobody's saying, where's your father? No one's saying that, and not discrediting what a man does. But in the eyes of the world, a mother is parent A, right? Because we're the nurturers. We're the ones who are connecting the dots, We're the ones we're the monarch of the family. We're keeping the glue. The man is the foundation, but we're keeping it together. You know what I mean? So, yes, it takes a lot more than money, 100%. Because you got these rich people who still complaining about, like, look at Black China. Wasn't she saying some shit? Like, listen.
42,000 from one nigga, for another 42 from
they're
the other
not giving
nigga.
it to her.
Ain't no child.
But
you can't convince me a child is worth that much money.
No, absolutely not. No.
And you know what I just found out recently? I found out that these judges get a percentage of child support. So this is why there's an incentive for them to get the most out of it, because they get a cut out of it.
I do feel like the child support, like the percentage is pretty high. I'm not gonna lie. Even though it does take a lot to take care of a child, I do feel like, I'm thinking about from my side. If someone was to say, yeah, you gotta give 25% of your check to like, to your child, even though you seeing your child every other day, or maybe you're picking up your child every day from school, and I still gotta take 25% of my check and give here, even though I'm active. If you're active, there's no need to be on child support.
Right.
Yeah.
Period.
Just to stick to the facts, I watched that video several times, and he was not starting his own business. You
did the research.
I mean, I've just seen that video. I've just seen that video several times, and what she stated in that video was that she decided to take him off child support because it was hindering their co-parenting relationship. So she did her own research so he could possibly get his CDL, so he can possibly open up a trucking business.
So he wasn't even there yet.
He wasn't. His ambition wasn't there. His accountability for himself wasn't only there. So my whole thing is to myself is, you were on child support because you wasn't doing shit. So I'm being the mom. I'm now looking into these outlets for you, so you can now take care of our child. So now we can have a better co-parenting relationship. Because all you mad about is being $100 getting taken out or whatever.
So if he wasn't doing shit, What is she getting a percentage of?
No, it wasn't that he wasn't doing shit. She said it was causing a problem, meaning they're not getting along in their relationship. He's mad as hell.
So he's mad at her because
that the money is getting taken out of his account. So she's like, well, let me help him get more money so the money can go to our child. That's a bigger. You dealing with a different type of.
See, now I thought he was starting a business.
No,
like, it was like more like. So
it.
he didn't even start the business
Rewind
yet.
it so we can hear her voice.
No, that's not
in paper.
I don't believe in child support either until my mother never put my father on child support. Okay, my mother was a single father. I know I said my parents were together, but my step-parents, my stepfather was there since I was a little girl. Excuse my voice. Okay, but.
Oh, so when you talking about the best friends, it was your stepfather?
Yes, they've been together since I was 2 years old.
Okay, gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So this man raised me. They are best friends. My biological father has never given my mother a cent in child support. My mother has never asked him for child support. But when she's asked him for certain things,
he's giving it?
No.
Sorry, I was hoping it was a...
Are you kidding me? But she never put him on child support.
But why didn't
was he in your life?
Yes, which was the crazy thing, right? He was in my life. That's a whole different thing. My father's been a hustler my whole entire life. Okay.
Oh, so she couldn't put him on child support.
Couldn't put him on child support, and that's a lot of people's story. You understand what I'm saying? But it was a fact of the matter. Obviously, you as the primary parent, you have to do what you have to do for your child.
100%. Parent
she couldn't do that. She couldn't do that, but she didn't badger him about it either. She didn't talk down to me about him either. So I didn't have a distorted vision of my father growing up either.
Yeah, that's important.
The fact of the matter, when you're going back and forth with money, because, child support obviously is supposed to be for the children, but a lot of women use it for different things when it comes to the household. That be the bigger thing.
But you can,
personal reason.
But even
and for personal reasons.
But this is what I feel like. If my baby father, my baby father's not on child support, but if my baby father was on child support, and let's say he gave me $500. Here's money for child support. And I used that $500 and I bought a wig.
No. Absolutely
Listen
not.
to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
Let her go. I want to hear this.
If I am in the household with this child 7 days a week, taking care of everything, paying the bills, your $500, right? If I use it to buy a wig, you think my child's not going to be taken care of, though? You get what I'm saying? So...
I don't.
No, this is what I'm saying, right? All right.
You're using his money to buy yourself a wig.
But maybe I'm paying myself back, is what I'm trying to say. People look at it as
it's called child support, not wig support.
Y'all looking at it wrong. Y'all looking at it wrong.
What are we supposed to be looking at?
This is what I'm saying.
She's basically saying she's spending money all the time, so it's like if
I'm already paying, whether I use that $500,
something that is restricted to this man's income by the court of law, right?
Yes.
So, and have you guys heard this debate about how child support is supposed to be put on a car?
That's what I was just about to say. That's what needs to be put on a car.
Now, if that was put on the car,
it's the same thing. Now, let's say, all right, let's
still get past
let's
that,
make
right?
it, but let's make it like this. Maybe my baby father gives me $1,000 a month, right? That whole month, I held my child down. I did everything I need to do. I'm here waiting for his $1,000 at the end of the month. This whole month, I'm paying for the school fees. I'm paying for after school. I'm paying for extra. I'm paying all of this, right? Now, at the end of the month, he give me my $1,000, and maybe I went and bought a wig. But guess what? My child's still taken care of. You know what I'm saying? I'm paying myself back. Y'all can look at it as...
Don't let me find it. I'm going straight to the court. Like,
but how you going to...
But you're not trying to came late.
No, it's not even late.
She done took that
If
all
that was
bills.
an arrangement, if that's an arrangement that you give it at the end of the month, he's giving it at the end of the month. I don't see it... I don't know how you see it as... I'm not a parent, so I don't know. But to say you're paying yourself back, if you were together, you're not paying yourself back. You just added it on to whatever he's doing.
Because you have a financial responsibility as well.
But what about if I make more money, right? If I make more money than him, and whatever he can give, mind you, my baby father's not on child support. I'm just,
Right.
If I make more money than him, and all he can give me is $500, right? That $500,
what the court deems
whatever the
reasonable.
court deems reasonable for him, right?
Okay.
For instance, Candy, from Real Housewives of Atlanta, the singer, right? She put her baby father on child support. She's a millionaire. She don't need his money, but it's more like, okay, if you're gonna give me, I'm gonna do something back for myself because I'm already taking care of the child. Like she's 100% taken care of. But
she doesn't keep that money herself. She still gives it to her daughter.
Yes, now she does. She gives it to her daughter. But what I'm saying is, if you
want to change it to not child support. This is just baby mama support.
Family
mama support. That's what we doing now. You know what I'm saying?
I've heard because like I said before, this is a disclaimer. I ain't on my baby mama ain't on top.
You might gotta do the read. You gotta do to get the facts. You know what I'm
saying? But what I'm saying is, as a mom, and if you are with that child 24/7, you are paying for everything. Right? So whether I use that $300 to buy her some sneakers or I already bought her the sneakers, I'm paying myself back.
Well, my thing is, this is a child, right? Mm-hmm. So that $500 go in the college fund. And
but what if I already have a fund for her? What if I'm already what if I'm already handling things? So then
you keep adding to that fund.
I'm paying myself first.
Then that's double in the fund. What you
want? I'm doing everything.
As a mother, you
you're kind of saying if you're saying you're paying yourself back, that means you're saying you didn't contribute what you contribute. You're saying the father did.
No, I'm saying I contributed. Okay,
right?
Like it doesn't take $500 to take a child for a month, right? So that means that obviously either the mother or if the mother's in a relationship or whatever, they're paying majority of it because I'm paying more than 25% of my income to take care of my child, right? So your 25% is that's not solely taking care of the child. It's not unless you dating Future and he giving you $3,000 a month, then maybe that's all you need to take care of a child. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But your $500 is not. That's a drop in the bucket on what it takes to take care of a child. So I'm already paying more because the child is with me. I'm paying all the bills. I'm paying the overhead. You're just.
I hear what you're saying, but you better save your $500 by your own wig, and then when my $500 come in,
call it what you want. If you want to make it feel better, and they say exactly, I'm gonna take care of myself too. So
yeah, get your $500K.
As long as the record's
already taken care of.
Mm-hmm. Save it for the next month.
We gotta wrap this up, but just the final word I really just want to say real quick is we got to get back to prioritizing like marriage and family because again, when we go back to protecting Black women, I feel like protection comes from with women because your first form is family and your husband. Mm-hmm. Since we don't have that family and husband in our community like that because we have all these broken families and broken homes, we're not getting married like that. So of course now what do you start to see? The lack of protection for Black women. So once we start prioritizing more marriages and families, then we won't have to deal with the child support situation. Mm-hmm. Not saying every marriage goes the distance, but most of the time it should. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, once we start prioritizing those factors, I feel like our community would be in a much better space.
I agree.
You know what I mean? But anyway, man, that's going to conclude today's episode. I feel like we gotta keep talking about this shit. You know what I mean? Like, we got to go on overtime or something. But anyway, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man, for real, because, we need all the support we can get. You know what I mean?
And subscribe, yeah.
Subscribe as well. Hit that notification bell, because we be uploading, like, all the time. I'm not going to hold you. Mm-hmm. And make sure y'all get the merch, Dailyrapupcrew.com.
There you go, man.
I was practicing that. Anyway, let them know where they can follow you at again.
Again, Miss Ebony Cherie. You can also find me on YouTube at Miss Ebony Cherie.
You got the facts.
That's
Andrea Elaine, DREA __ELAINE.
She be singing.
It's Miss Brown, MISSBROWNE.
She married.
Anish Lene _ at the end on all platforms.
Florida.
And Real One, where they can find you at again?
Code name Real, RIL.
Real One.
Everything.
That's his real name, by the way. Right?
It is.
One. Yeah.
Fact checker.
Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man.